Have you ever felt it? That quiet sting when your own child looks right past you, as if you don't even exist. You pour your heart out, your voice trembling with love and hope, but their eyes are already elsewhere, fixed on a phone, a screen, a world that seems so much bigger and more interesting than the one you're trying to reach. It's not just disrespect. It's something deeper. An absence that feels like rejection. A silence so sharp it slices right through the soul. In those moments, something primal awakens inside you. A fire in your chest, a tightening that threatens to explode. You want to grab their attention, to demand respect, to remind them that your love is real and it deserves to be seen. Not because you seek control or power, but because you know deep down that love without respect is fragile. It breaks, it cracks, it shatters. But here's the truth most parents don't realize. That heat of anger, the impulse to scold or lecture, rarely brings your child closer. Instead, it builds walls, invisible yet impenetrable, that grow thicker with every harsh word and every raised voice. What you want most, connection, slips further away. What if I told you there's a different way? A way to meet their silence, their defiance, without losing yourself to frustration? A way that doesn't rely on yelling or fighting for control, but one that gently rebuilds the bridge between your hearts, starting from within. I call it the respect reset. It's not some magic spell or quick fix, but a profound shift in how you show up. One that your child will feel deeply, even when they won't say it aloud. And it all begins with your own presence. Calm, steady, rooted. Before we dive deeper, I invite you to join the Deep Psyche family. A space where we explore these transformative insights that don't just change how you parent, but how you see yourself. Now let's begin. The first shift you must make is to keep your emotions in check. It sounds simple, almost too simple, until you're standing there, watching your child roll their eyes, ignore your words, or walk away. The heat inside you rises, your chest tightens. That familiar urge to lash out grows stronger. This is the crossroads where many parents lose the battle, not because they're wrong, but because the emotional storm pulls them under. Here's what human psychology tells us. Emotions are contagious. When your voice sharpens, theirs hardens. When you push, they resist. So in that moment, pause. Breathe deeply. Lower your voice instead of raising it. Not as a sign of weakness or submission, but as a demonstration of power, the power to remain grounded. Picture yourself as an ancient tree in the middle of a wild storm. The branches sway and bend, but the trunk stands firm, unshaken. That steadiness is what your child needs most, even if they resist it now. Staying calm doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending nothing hurts. It means mastering your inner world so you don't lose yourself in the chaos of theirs. When they witness you managing frustration without losing control, even if silently, they learn something profound. This is how we face hardship and stay whole. Once your calm is anchored, the second shift is to seek understandings without surrender. Because often what looks like disrespect or defiance is only the surface. Beneath it lies something more fragile, stress they don't know how to name, feelings of being unheard, or a silent test to see where your boundaries truly lie. If you react only to the visible symptoms, the eye rolls, the sharp tone, the quiet mutters, you miss the deeper story. And when you miss the root cause, you end up pruning leaves that keep growing back, over and over. Understanding doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means holding space long enough to ask, what's really going on here? Sometimes simply saying, I see you're upset, I still expect respect, but I want to understand why this is happening, breaks down more resistance than 100 angry commands ever could. Empathy isn't weakness, it's an opening. It says, I'm willing to enter your world even as I hold my own. From this place of calm understanding, the third shift comes naturally. Boundaries, not slammed down with anger or shouted from a place of frustration, but set with quiet certainty. Because love without boundaries turns to chaos. Boundaries without love turn to fear. Kids may pretend they hate rules, but the truth is Boundaries make them feel safe. They give shape and structure to the relationship, answering the secret question every child has. Where are the edges? You can say it simply and firmly. In this family, we speak to each other with respect. That's not optional. When you say this calmly and consistently, it becomes a law etched into their minds. Not because they fear punishment, but because they know you mean it. Boundaries are not punishments. They are blueprints for life. They prepare your children for a world where actions carry consequences and self-control is a currency of maturity. The fourth shift, perhaps the hardest, is to embody the example you want your child to follow. Children don't just hear what you say, they become what you do. If you want them to listen, you must listen first. If you want them to speak kindly, you must speak kindly, especially when they don't. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. Imagine this. You tell them to put down their phone at dinner, but your eyes keep darting to yours. The rule loses its power because your actions don't match your words. But when you put your own phone away first, your words gain weight. When your rules are standards for everyone, not cages just for them, respect grows. Not just for boundaries, but for the person who sets them. The fifth shift is to connect outside of conflict. If your child only hears your voice during correction or confrontation, they'll begin to associate you with tension and resistance. Respect built on tension alone is fragile and cracks easily. So make room for moments that have nothing to do with rules or reprimands. Share meals without screens, take walks together, ask about their dreams, their friends, their fears. Listen, not to fix or lecture, but to truly understand. These moments aren't just nice to have. They are the fertile soil where respect grows naturally. The stronger your bond outside the tough moments, the easier it becomes to navigate those moments when they inevitably come. And finally, the sixth shift, give your child space to reflect. After you've stayed calm, listened, set boundaries, and connected, step back. Don't demand instant apologies or immediate agreement. Reflection is a slow, quiet fire. Children, like adults, are more likely to change when they feel ownership over their growth. By giving them space, you tell them, I trust you to think this through. Sometimes that quiet trust does more to heal and change than any lecture ever could. These 6 shifts are not a checklist or formula for perfection. They are a way of being, a commitment to patience, not just with your child, but with yourself. Because parenting is not about controlling every moment or winning every battle. It's about shaping a future. Disrespect is not a final verdict on your worth as a parent. Often it's a child wrestling with their own emotions, their limits, and their emerging identity. They are learning, and you are the model they watch and mirror. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you plant a seed, seeds of maturity, seeds of self-respect, seeds that will one day blossom into a kind of respect no shouting could ever force. And while you may not see those seeds sprout immediately, years from now, in a quiet, unexpected moment, you might hear your child speak with wisdom, patience, and self-control, a voice that sounds strangely familiar. And you will know that is your voice, living in them. Your example?